Bam! And we're live. Thought I'd go live again today and clear up the confusion about things like the whole coconut oil controversy. So, as you guys are joining in, let's talk about what's the good and is there really bad to this thing called coconut oil? Well, it is from coconuts, but it's the processing of it that we have to maybe be careful of. That's the problem. They're not completely like, this cold pressed. This isn't a virgin coconut oil. Hi guys. Hi Armstrong and the grease guy. Coconut oil isn't completely innocent. Okay, I'll go more into it as you guys are chiming in, because here you come. Here you come. You finally get to see me live. Hi everyone. Nice to see you guys join the broadcast from Atlanta. You wanted to ask me about mayo. What up? Okay, we're gonna take all the questions soon. As soon as you guys start coming into the chat. Not seeing anything. Hey girl. Do carbs inflate your face? Carbs inflate your whole body, but I'll go into that later by holding water. Think about it. Carbohydrate. Detroit, first time. Hi everyone. Susan and Vetti, Patrick, what's up? Nicotine gum. Nope. Hi. I'll take your questions in a minute, guys. I'm getting these crazy freaking Facebook notifications that's blocking the screen. I can't see what you guys are writing. Yes, you can eat 2 tablespoons or 20 tablespoons of coconut oil if your digestive tract can handle it. Hi everyone, you guys are joining in. The insulin effect, I'll go into that. All right, why do I have so many Facebook notifications? They're blocking up what you guys are writing. Okay, so I will take some questions after I go into sort of the title of the video so you guys can hear some things, because there are so many questions coming in at once on my screen. It's kind of hard to talk about what I need to and then also address your guys' concerns. Yes, I have a lot of energy on keto. I freaking love it. It's amazing. It's amazeballs, and I don't mean those sweaty ones down there. Okay. Yes, I deleted the video because I was mentioning some things that I want to go over better in this video. That's why. All right, okay, so I'm gonna turn off the chat and I'm gonna go into some of the crux of, some little ketogenic things that need to be cleared up. I'll go over gut health and genetics and things of these types of concerns that you guys are starting to ask right now. So for the people on the replay, you cannot see all the questions coming in, so it looks like I'm talking to myself, but I'm not. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off the chat just for a few minutes, and I'm gonna go more into keto, and then I'm gonna take your questions. Gut health, and yes, eating butter and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the chat. Or I'm gonna not see it. You guys are still commenting, but I won't be able to see it. Yes, just for 3-4 minutes, and then I'll turn the chat back on. Okay, I've got the comments completely hidden from me to see, or for me to see. And I'm gonna go into some of these things that people are confused about. The little concern about the old coconut oil, right? So this is virgin coconut oil, but it's not the processing of getting the fat out, it's actually the processing of roasting the coconut that might be problematic. Now, I think I mentioned this in all these notifications are driving me crazy. I think I mentioned this in my last broadcast or in another video, that it's the way things are process that we have to take a deeper look at. So if you actually look at people living in the Polynesian islands eating a lot of coconuts, a lot of them at some time were centenarians before the standard American diet took over their reality. You know, they were eating coconuts and a lot of fish. So virgin coconut oil has a lot of lauric acid. Now that's what's in breast milk. So that's why people use it for helping their immune system, right? The people having issues with their immune function, then they might go towards the coconut oil, or people going through dementia or Alzheimer's realize that the properties or the lauric acid in the coconut oil could help potentially people suffering from dementia or memory issues or Alzheimer's or brain issues. So when I first started to apply keto onto my mother, because she had a glioblastoma, which is terminal brain cancer, and she's still alive, I was having her eat a lot of coconut oil. And the first thing that I noticed, which is quite fascinating, is that her stuttering, she developed a stutter post-op, is that her stuttering would slow down to almost nothing. So I would just call her. I have to call her every day because she hated the taste of coconut oil, and now it's no problem. You know, now it's like she's good to go. So the articles about coconut oil being dangerous, I think it's just propaganda. You have to look at where these studies come from. So when people are like throwing at me like, good, what about this study and that study? I'm like, well, who made the study? How long was it for? And often things are still inconclusive. As time goes by, we learn more and more about things like keto. Is keto safe in the long term? Well, you have to do it and apply it for the long term to understand how it affects people. But with that said, raising your LDLs because of the subjects that they tested on. What about this person's prior history? What types of foods were they eating prior to doing the coconut oil test? Did they have any metabolic derangement? You know they did. Come on. So, do I believe that coconut oil is dangerous? Not at all. I've been eating this stuff forever. And apparently a lot of people have as well. Now, I've been working with thousands of people, so if there was some exponential increase of LDL, ApoB, and broken down small particles, people developing arterial disease, then I would be like talking about it. But I don't see that in anyone. So I just wanted to clear up what my thoughts were on, it's not going to clear up the entire subject, but it clears up my thoughts on using coconut oil, which also is a medium chain triglyceride, which means it's small in particle size. It can bypass the small intestine and go straight to the liver and into the bloodstream. So a lot of people first doing keto, if you don't have any issues digesting the caprylic acid, which some do in the very beginning, then it's a great transitional fat. Not the main fat, but a transitional fat as you try to do a ketogenic protocol, because if you're feeling sluggish, for some people, it can increase your energy. So some people use the medium chain triglycerides in coconut oil as like a pre-workout, for example. And so you guys might ask questions about the coconut oil once I turn back on the chat. But I love it. I love it. It's antifungal. It's antibacterial. People use this to oil pull. So you take a couple of tablespoons, put in your mouth. Now I also use oregano oil. It's like putting hot sauce in your mouth to pull out bacteria out of the mouth, because it's a cesspool of bacteria. So that's one thing I really wanted to clear up. And the fact that another thing that I wanted to clear up was the importance of electrolytes on a ketogenic protocol. Now, it's something that all of this stuff on the internet, which is a bunch of garbage, well, not all of it. Some of it's really good stuff, and some of it I've found myself, which is another thing I'm going to clear up on this chat. So I thought I would, instead of keeping yesterday's discussion, I'm going to create a new one so people truly understand or have a better understanding where my point of views are coming from with what I think about all those people out there doing it or talking about it. So the electrolyte issue is huge. It's one of the things that I notice a lot in people is the fact that, you know, they're like, I eat avocado and I eat spinach and I still am going through heart palpitations, for example. Or I have Dry eyes is another thing, which are keto flu symptoms. This is stuff people don't talk about. Like, people talk about metabolic derangement, they talk about gut issues, they talk about thyroid, but they don't talk about it in conjunction with doing a ketogenic protocol. And that's why I'm here. So if you have a hard time getting your body to absorb minerals, if you're doing a little caffeine, if you're on any diuretics, if you just have leaky gut, that you really have to make sure that you're getting enough, and this is Himalayan salt. I mean, there's not a lot of magnesium in it, but there's some magnesium. You have to make sure that you're getting enough of the right minerals. Especially it's summer now, so if you're sweating, so for every 1 gram of a carb that you eat, your body holds on to 2.8 and up to 3 grams of water in the cells. So someone said, can carbs make your face really puffy? And I'm like, yeah, it makes your whole body puffy. So for those doing keto, you're not eating those carbohydrates, so you're flushing out water, and that's the weight loss on a scale. That's a lot of the weight loss. And so people start having hiccups, like really severe symptoms. When I was first coaching people and I was very naive, one woman's husband was like, he had to go to the hospital because he wasn't drinking enough water, and he was depleting himself of water and then not replenishing. And his electrolytes, and when your electrolytes are too low, it's dangerous. It affects your heart. It's gnarly. So I want to clear up some of the confusion that you guys are wanting to know about macros and weight loss, when shite's much deeper than that. Speaking of shite, you're losing a lot of water, you become constipated. Dry eyes, mucin or mucin disorders, and people aren't hydrated enough. And unfortunately, some of you people are like drinking too much water. The cells don't hold on to water very well, and then it's just a complete clusterfuck. So, people wanting to just fast to start keto or do water fast. These are some of the subjects that I'm going to talk about when the chat goes back up. No one talks about the level of their adrenal health. When I do consultations, we go back, we go way back, because we're all fracked up, all of us. And no one's talking about that. You do keto, and your body's out of whack, and all you're thinking about is weight loss. And you develop depression, you develop headaches, you develop cramps, you develop hypoglycemia, hemorrhoids from locking up, thyroid issues, hair loss coming from thyroid issues. Stuff's not a joke, people. Okay. And all the medications that we're on, and all the inflammatory disorders that can make it very difficult to make your ketones viable. So what I'm stressing is, when people talk about keto on the internet, they make it sound so easy. And then you do it, and you don't get the business, right? You're not getting the business because it takes a lot of work. And if you're not willing to put in the work, you will not get the results, including myself. This is not genetics. This is epigenetics. And I've had a lot of broken metabolism issues like reactive hypoglycemia, horrible menstrual cramps, lots of food sensitivities. From what? From what? Poor diet, poor lifestyle execution. I couldn't sleep at night. I never had dreams. It was very seldom. And the only reason why I had the body that I had at the time is because I was so young and I exercised, which is so important for your total health. And I hadn't created adrenal dysfunction at a younger age. But if I was still eating that way today, because I said yesterday and I'll say today, guys, I'm turning 50 in a couple months. So for me to have the benefits of aging backwards, then I definitely have to work every second. So I wanted to clear up one of the things about the myth regarding the coconut oil. I believe that it's myth. This is my anecdotal opinion. okay? Because nobody knows for sure. And when it comes to the protein, oh, okay, I got that. When people refute what I'm saying, well, they don't say my name directly, but they know that they coming after me. Or some of the articles like, oh, be careful, like keto's a moderate protein. Then you have people out there going, no, you don't have to really look at every gram of protein you eat. It's okay if you go a little bit over. These are people that do not understand or do not use a glucometer or know how to use a glucometer to understand histamine, allergies, too much protein. Too much protein will block your keto adaptation because people don't understand, and the type of protein, no doubt. You're stuffing your body with all this protein and your body can't break it down and use it efficiently and effectively as much as you're eating it all damn day long. Meat that we're eating has bacteria on it. Where is it coming from? We're not hunting it ourselves. And we're eating poor quality meats. All of these things play a role. But on other keto platforms, people have a hard time talking about all of these subjects. All of them. Including all of them. So this is the reason why I say I'm clearing up the confusion, because these things can block your keto adaptation. Adrenal insufficiencies can, if you're just so low in cortisol, right, and then you decide to go an intermittent fast, why don't people talk about this? It's like something you can't argue. Oh, I've got hypoglycemia. I literally crash if I don't eat carbs every 2 hours. I just came from the gym, and that's what this guy said. So if he's crashing and he was like crawling on the floor and then he's going to fast, he's going to have to do a bulletproof to get through the fasting period because his cortisol's too low or it's inverted. Okay, guys, I'm going to turn back on the chat. Here we go. Uh-oh, I'm scared, but here we go. All right, show the chat. Okay, guys, so I didn't see anything. So now I'm going to take your guys' questions. And then I'll ask. Butter, way over coconut oil. Done. You can't beat animal fat. It's stable under high heat. I mean, we can be in Arizona where it's 120 degrees and not freaking die, people. You put coconut oil on a pan and it's already burning if it's too high on the pan. Nope. Okay. You go to my website to join the Facebook group, which is stephanieperson.com. Okay. Questions are coming in so fast. Thank you, girlie. The consultation packages are on my site, so it's better to go there than me talking about packages on this broadcast. But yeah, just go to stephanieperson.com for the consultations. I just opened up my calendars and it'll book quite fast. So if you want one, go there, and if not, it doesn't matter. Thank you, what is it? Thin guy? Okay. Back pain from keto? It's not from keto. It's probably an underlying problem that you already had. Mayo, yes. If you don't have an egg sensitivity, mayo all day. If you don't have a histamine issue with the olive oil, or if you want to use avocado oil, homemade mayo is so fantastic if you don't have an egg sensitivity. Okay, so if you have high blood pressure, you still have to consider your salt on a ketogenic protocol if you've dumped a lot of water. Pay attention to the scale if you've got high blood pressure first doing keto, because you can't lower your salt. You're going to really put yourself in a precarious situation. Since calories don't matter. No, it's grams, because 500 calories from steak does not break down and metabolize and get into the bloodstream the same way that 500 calories from Skittles or gummy bears or cookies does. That's why the calories don't matter. They can have the same amount of calories. One's going to make you fat and one's going to make you less fat if it's, in the right context. If you graduate your carbs, I would drop them probably. If you start at 100, go 10 carbs per week, for example. Coconut water just has too much sugar in it. It has all the carbohydrates in it. That's why no coconut water. You want the fat, because the fat has, so like in the coconut oil cans, you want to open it up, pour out the water, and use more of the fat if even the carbs in the fat aren't creating a blockage in your keto adaptation. If you have, somebody's asking about if you have hypoglycemia while doing keto, then you would have to either graduate slowly, and if you already have been doing keto for a while, you probably have to add a little bit of meat with some fat in between meals so you don't crash. So like you'd have breakfast and then you would have like a fatty tea with like 2 bites of protein, for example, like 2 tablespoons or 3 tablespoons or 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces. Resetting your cortisol on keto, that's a whole broadcast, right? It's circadian rhythm connection, it's going to bed early, it's learning how to breathe properly, your posture, like, gut clearance and kidney, and like there's so many ways to lower your cortisol, like get off the caffeine and get off the raw cacao and get off things that are sensitivities, food sensitivities. That'll keep the inflammatory markers of the reason why cortisol is being released also down. No, you don't. Look, for people who don't have hypoglycemia, don't snack on protein. It can waver your ability to make ketones viable because your glucose can spike. These are for hypoglycemic people. Okay, so somebody asked, can I talk more about why you have to lower your blood sugar on keto? Because if it's too high, why would the brain want to use fat as a gasoline? The sugar's here. That's what it's addicted to. The brain's like, sugar, sugar, sugar. And this is damaging. So if you want your body to use the ketones, which is units of fat from your body, you got to drop the blood sugar. So now the ketones can rise, and that becomes your new gasoline. And I hope that makes sense. Fatty tea. So that's just adding fat to a tea. People add coconut oil or like avocado oil or butter or whatever fat into a tea and drink that sucker. Seaweed is okay, as far as I know. I have no plans to go to Costa Rica, but I definitely will come at some point in my life, soon. Okay, the comment, wait, if I don't answer something, try to recycle it, because too many questions are coming in at once, I can't see them. It's not extra sodium, I would say, because I don't know how much sodium you're already eating, so I can't tell anybody what the number of grams they should do extra. Just make sure you hit at least 5 to 6 grams of sodium a day at least. I don't test ketones anymore, but you guys, ketone strips are expensive. They're about, it depends on what part of the world you live in. In Australia, they're a lot cheaper, but you only get 10 in a box. So I explain to people in the beginning, test once a week. Right? That's going to last over 2 months, or test once a month, but you must get ketones to know where they're at, or else, it's great to know what your glucose is, but we need to know if you're even making the second frickin' ketones. Okay, so people need to understand. Somebody asked, if you eat fat, will then your body not use body fat? Well, you don't eat while you're sleeping, people. Right? While you sleep, your body is using ketones, right? And in between meals, your body is breaking down units of fat. So no, you can eat fat, high fat, which helps the production of ketones in the first place. You can't get away with low carbs and low fat and keto adapt. You'll make ketones out of the body's survival mode, but you won't use most of them because our brains have been conditioned to want glucose because we eat processed food all the time. It just, like our ancestors probably used ketones quite well when they were in fasting mode because they just couldn't eat. But us, brain addicted to glucose, whole cream, no. No. You don't really need snacks on keto if you're fully adapted. I only use snacks if I'm traveling and I don't know if I'll get a meal. So I'll make like flax pancakes or coconut flour and flax pancakes, or I'll make fat bombs, or I'll have avocado, or maybe macadamia nuts, but I'm always leery of nuts. Or I'll take a homemade beef jerky only on a flight. Like, I don't eat that stuff all day because it raises your protein too fast. So don't snack if you don't need to. Maybe in the second level of your keto adaptation, because in the first level you need to fat snack in between meals. fascia? Does it, you need to, what is it? Adi, you need to be more clear with your question. Put it into context. Bacon once a day? Yeah, if it's pastured pork and there's no sugar, all day. Oh, and the protein is, if you get your bacon at under 2 grams of protein per slice, yeah. Because, no, it doesn't lower your no, I've seen it in a million people. See, the thing is, I've worked with thousands of people. Cream has too much casein in it, even though it's very small. But people have sensitivities to dairy. No, get rid of it. To be honest, even though I eat butter every day, what weirdo came up with the idea to stick his mouth under a freaking cow's teat and drink from it? No cream. Plus, a lot of these cream sources are really poor sourced from A1 cows, injected with hormones, sick. The list goes on and on and on. So I just say, cut it out. No cheese, no sour cream, no. And then smiles, right? Like, hack people off at the nuts and then smile. Yeah, of course, the speed, because the more you chew, the more you're breaking down the foods, right? It's less work for your body. If you're just standing and eating and running on the go, your digestive system is like, you're killing me. Because I filter it and filter it again. So filter, right? Take that water and filter it again and then drink it. No, I don't intermittent fast, because people who intermittent fast, they don't have the business. Especially the ones who, and you can only do it for a short amount of time, because if you have adrenal insufficiencies, it'll develop hiccups. This is what Mr. Fungi doesn't talk about. He doesn't talk about the hiccups from fasting. Fruit has been genetically modified. A banana has been genetically modified. A real banana tastes like crap and has big seeds and about that big and tastes like starch. Did you know that our fruit was probably 10% fructose and now it's 90% fructose, because we have changed the ratios of fructose through the breeding process? No berries. Get rid of it. Now, I always say to people, yeah, eat berries, no problem. If you're trying to keto adapt, I would take it out and then slowly bring it back in, and you'll know, right? You'll know. Food rotation, yes, every 3 to 4 days. Avocados and coconuts, sure, if you don't have any issues with histamine. You're just here, look at the business, okay? But my vegan diet. Oh, what? Oh, no. I gotta plug my batteries. I need to go plug my stuff in. Hold on, guys. Or else this is gonna be a dying broadcast. Battery life is not happy. Okay, so I'm back here. Okay, sorry, guys. Was something, okay, can you guys, no, cruciferous vegetables don't spike your blood sugar that much. Your body's got to break down all that damn fiber. And so all that fiber makes it like the glucose like drips into the bloodstream, whereas if you had a glass of juice, it would just slam into the bloodstream. So, not only is the amount of glucose, but it's how fast it hits the bloodstream. That's really, really important if you're trying to keto adapt, or anybody living a life eating all the, Frankenstein foods that we've been given. Oh yes, histamine is foods. It's leaky gut. That's creating the hay fever, leaky gut, or it's a gut imbalance of bacteria. You can slightly cook your cruciferous. Plus, you got to break down some of that stuff. People got lectin sensitivity so bad they got to pressure cook their stuff. We have to just think about our plant source foods, that they have plant chemicals. We're not eating things seasonally. Our bodies are over consumed by the chemicals and plant chemicals, defense mechanisms, the pesticides in natural pesticides in plants. You're still having a problem. Most people have a problem with the amount of fat because of fear. It's more of a psychological thing. If it's not, then you might have low stomach acid or a gallbladder problem, which is preventing you from eating all that fat because you feel like shite after it. No, 1 cup of blueberries. If you're trying keto for the first time, you'll never adapt on that stuff. Oh, hell no. Maybe in time, but in the beginning, nope. My favorite animal fat, everybody has their own favorite, right? Mine is butter. I love it. But some people have a butter sensitivity, so then you got to go towards the lard. Oh, and duck fat is really, really tasty. It's like savory. Pretty out there. Oh, and yeah, now you can't adapt on 110 milligrams per deciliter of glucose. If you're 110, you've got insulin resistance. You might have food sensitivities. You might not be sleeping well. You might have a gut imbalance. You might have inflammation. Who knows? I'm not talking to you, so I don't know. But 110 is like you're having some issues if your blood sugar is that high, especially if you're doing keto and your blood sugar is 110. That's a problem. That's serious gluconeogenesis going on, more than you need. Bye. Fatty meats, yes. You don't eat lean meats. Our hunter-gatherers, they weren't like, let's just get rid of all of these great omega-3s and great fatty acids and all these vitamins, and let's just go find the leanest part of the animal so we can get like kidney stones and too much methionine or something. Nope. I would say the first thing that you have to do to fix your leaky gut is to clear out all potential lectins, high histamine foods, nightshades, high phytic acid foods, and get rid of it. So you have to do a real kind of like a clearance of everything, and then get your ass to bed early and learn how to breathe. That's just a start to help fix the gut, because just sleep alone, like proper sleep, the gut will start to seal the wall if you can freaking ever rest, people. Stevia is fine. Some people react on it. It's a very small percentage. But yeah, stevia is awesome. Just make sure that there's no friggin' alcohol in it. No sugar alcohols. No alcohol. Magnesium lotion, because it can soak right into this organ and get into the bloodstream like that. That's why. And we need, because our soil is so depleted of magnesium, it's super important. Questions are coming, and then they go, and then the screen's empty, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? They're gonna come, and boom, there they go. Yes, get rid of the butter. Well, what kind of butter are you eating? Is it like grass-fed? Is that what's making you break out? But I'd probably get rid of it. No. Fiber supplements can scratch your colon, yo. No. Fiber supplements is what you take like a couple days if you can't poop. Yo, you need to eat some food. Yes, vitamin D absorbs through your back. Yes, your skin. That's why I wear a shirt with holes in it. It's back there, but I wear a shirt with holes in it so when I ride my bike during the day, I can get some vitamin D. I purposely do that. Alopecia, I think that the autoimmune disorders, I think it was alopecia, that's what it said. I've never worked with anyone with alopecia, but I am so curious to see if you do the correct protocol of keto. Stop listening to these other people on the internet that you say eat cheese and all of these high histamine foods and lectin high foods and whatever, and really try to get your stress down and sleep. It'd be very interesting if your hair would grow back. My favorite fatty meats are all of them. I always rotate, so I do not have a favorite. I do not. I literally don't, because I'm in the mood, right? Oh, I'll have some salmon. Or some sardines, or I'll have some ribeye, or I'll have some, pork rib, or I'll have some pork belly, or I'll have some like egg yolks all fried up on the pan, or some chicken thighs or wings. I'll make some like breaded with flax meal, and I'll make a breaded chicken crust for the wings and all this stuff. Yeah, definitely for your. I would say, I'm not an expert, but definitely I would say it's good for the liver, the choline. Oh, make you sexy. I don't know if I'm sexy. I got a big mouth, so as far as like turning people off. Because other keto gurus, they shouldn't even be called that. They don't know what they're talking. And if people cannot specify their general statements, don't listen to it. You can't friggin' have your fat low. Use a glucometer. Keto is not a weight loss diet, people. It's a strengthening your autoimmunity, protecting your DNA, and getting your brain to run off a really awesome substrate that it loves. And the by effect of your cells healing is what creates the weight loss. But I don't see much people get the business on keto because they refuse to do the right protocol and then they don't adapt. So basically when people say don't eat too much fat, it means diet. Just diet. Like, people have been dieting since when I was a kid in the 70s and people were doing aerobics. Just diet. Exercise a lot, diet, and you'll lose weight. That's why you hear this bull crap. That's why. Because if I'm selling something to you, or if I'm selling a consultation and I'm like, you're going to lose weight on keto, but let's drop your fat, because I just hope, I hope that they don't have leptin resistance. I hope that their metabolism and their thyroid isn't acting up, so I can make some dollar bills telling people that you're going to lose weight on keto. That's the reason why. Because you can't make money telling people the damn truth. That's why. Or they don't know any better. Recycle your questions, guys. I just went on a rant. If your stool is floating, you might most likely have a gut issue. Well, you're malabsorbed, and a lot of people, they can look, I got ketones in my blood. But look at the toilet. Your crap is floating. You're not absorbing. You're not. There is no best fat bomb recipe now. As people know, I'm not a food porn idiot. Not idiot. That was definitely a Freudian slip. I'm not a food porn person. I don't have the best fat bomb recipe. Yellow stool, yeah, some malabsorption going on there. That's a problem, yeah. I'm not a supplement person. They do have their place, but I'm a supplement minimalist. You guys are relying on supplements. So things like magnesium, I do magnesium lotion, right? I might do a very, very small amount probiotic, vegan-based or vegetarian, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? If I use a supplement, I use it for a short term and then get rid of it. And I want to be stuck on this stuff. You can't have too many cruciferous vegetables, and commonly people who have too many cruciferous vegetables, like this one was like, I can eat a whole head of broccoli, and I'm like, okay, your fat's not high enough, because if your protein is moderate and you're eating all that vegetable, you are not eating enough fat. Basically, if you guys are still craving sugar, or if you're still hungry, people start eating a lot of protein. That's why the big protein debate comes in, right? Well, you can eat a lot of protein. You need to gain some muscle on keto. People have this wrong. Use a glucometer. I dare to challenge anyone against me by using a glucometer and testing subjects for a week. That'll give them some insight instead of people just throwing out their opinion. I intermittent fasted and I drink coffee and I eat a lot of protein and I'm adapted. Well, we wouldn't know, would we? You could say whatever you want. You could say that you're the king of Egypt. We wouldn't know. I'm silly is what I am. You can have too many carbs per meal from broccoli and cauliflower. Yes, if your fat's not high. If people, some people just go ham. Most people don't. So I'm like, don't worry about the amount of cruciferous vegetables, because you're not going to go over the limit if you have 3, 4, 5 tablespoons of fat added to your meal. But people having a half a tablespoon of fat and they hungry, so they start going up in them vegetables, and then that can be problematic with your glucose spiking, especially if they're overcooked, and the fiber is cooked down. Okay, if you're feeling really tired, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So, okay, you've been doing keto for 3 months and you're going to intermittent fast. You're going to give yourself a thyroid problem. This person who just made that comment is a prime example. I ain't making this stuff up, people. So if you're really tired, you're not in ketosis. That's where I would need to talk to you. I can find out in 2 minutes what you're doing wrong. But, one sentence on my tiny little phone is not helping. If you're chronically tired, your adrenals are right now. Because there's still a little bit of crunch. Somebody's like, how do you know if your fiber's too cooked down? Because it's mushy. There's no crunch left. There's no left. Got some energy. You guys know I got some energy right now, right? I'm hyped up. High ketones. Okay, it's called ketoacidosis. This happens primarily with 99.9% of type 1 diabetics, and that's because they don't have insulin to buffer down those the ketones. So a high ketone would be 12 millimolar, 19. Okay, people have a 6 millimolar and they're freaking out. That ain't nothing. Don't worry about it. It's very hard to develop ketoacidosis. So that's a misperceived, like even the PhDs are like, look, people, ketoacidosis is not common. It can happen if you got a really bad infection, but that's like a 0.1%. Do you consult? Yeah, I've consulted many teenagers actually, and this is what I do, guys. I've been doing this shit for like 5 years on the internet, not just coming up in like a workout top and being like, oh my God, do keto and do it my way and have some cheese. No, I'm working with people. Boom, 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 day after day after day after day after day. And through osmosis, you're going to connect the dots and go, interesting. Look at this person respond. Look at this person's numbers. Look at this person be tired, headachy, reactive. I have stories up the wazoo. I wish I could record all of these interesting stories of all these individuals, thousands of people I've spoken to, so you guys wouldn't just hear some chick who's laying in a video talking about keto. You guys don't know me, but I wish I could share these stories. I wish I could. And even now with you guys making comments, when this goes on YouTube, you guys won't see your comments. Sucks. That's why you gotta subscribe and watch. Cabbage can cause your blood sugar to spike in people who eat too much of it or have a sensitivity to it. Otherwise, it should not. Oh, thank you. Love you back. Don't listen to Dr. Berg. Dr. Berg is somebody I have no respect for. He is, in my opinion, oh, you said he's delusional? He's delusional. He's a money maker. Sorry, Eric Berg. And I'm sorry for anybody who might seem that I'm being rude. I'm just straight up honest. I say what I think. I'm not PC. I'm not diplomatic. I say what I think. Dr. Berg is a charlatan. Don't believe me? Go to all the products he tries to sell. He's a chiropractor, and he doesn't look well, and he's trying to promote keto because he sees that's where the money at. I don't like that BS. No, teenagers don't need more protein than anyone else. You have to. The only reason why protein would be at a demand is if you are super hardcore active and it's too low on keto. But you got to find the the amount of grams that you need to break down and use by being insulin sensitive. And that's what it's more about. It's more about insulin sensitivity, right? And your digestive tract being able, if you're not malabsorptive, you don't have leaky gut, we need to talk about that. Forget about like in teenagers who are growing, do eat more protein. What if your gut has holes in it and protein's in your freaking toilet? Go look at your pee. Is it bubbly? Let's talk about that stuff. I think Dr. Westman has some good concepts. You guys, I'm going to clear up some concepts. People like the PhD doctors, I feel that most of them have kernels of information even I have learned from. But I've also realized that they also have, like someone I love to death is Tim Noakes. He's so awesome. He has discoveries and things that I can learn from. But, he's a proponent of intermittent fasting. I'm not. But I love the guy. I've met him twice. So sometimes when I'm not agreeing on another person's application or way to present keto, it has nothing to do with them as in their character. It just has something to do that I don't believe in their ideology on certain aspects of keto. Yeah, please give up, Dr. Berg. Dr. Berg looks better than me. Cool. Glad to know that. Okay, so you're saying what kind of examples of meals? We don't know. Because if you have any food sensitivity, it can spike your blood sugar. So the next person can eat keto macros and it doesn't spike their blood sugar. A lot of it's experimental. I know, somebody's like, oh, hell no, he doesn't. Fat lowers your blood sugar because It doesn't have an insulin response. Pure fat has no carbs. So eat fat, no glucose spike, in theory. So if you don't have a glucose spike, you don't have an insulin spike, and insulin pushes that stuff in your fat cells. That's why keto is supposed to be a diet, but it really is not if you're damaged. Always add more fat, 200 grams. You guys know I say start at 200 grams of fat. Just what you need to do is clear out all the potential allergenic foods, caffeine, and everything I'm saying makes sense, right? You don't know if you have a sensitivity to something. Your rendition of I'm fine, and then I go in the bathroom after you and it stinks, or the toilet, your stool is floating, and people are like, I do keto and I'm fine. My gut is healthy. And I'm like, no, it's not. Look at your poop. It's not. You're not healthy. Nah, I wouldn't touch no wheatgrass juice. Hell no. Nope, 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 nope. How do you know if your body's in ketosis? That's a hard thing to measure. I mean, you have to look at the way that's why I'm like, journal. Symptoms are even better than blood tests. You have to look at your skin quality, right? The elastin, collagen. You have to look at your sleep, your energy levels. Do they become more consistent? Are you having more dreams per night? If a man has low testosterone, is it rising back up? There's a lot of really interesting signs that it's not just about losing weight. People actually start to heal a lot of their metabolic issues. You have eczema, if that goes away, that's a real reflection of your internal health. If your candida starts to quiet, your dandruff and your itchiness everywhere starts to go away. Okay, so if you have no gallbladder, I have a gallbladder, so I can only tell you about what I've heard from other people is that you use ox bile salts from a bovine ox. Okay, you use those salts that you make the salts, you just don't have anywhere to carry them. So you take the ox bile salts and it helps to break down the fat. So you split up your fats throughout the day and eat your food real slow if you have no gallbladder and maybe betaine HCl. Don't be confused, Keisha. It's only because I'm talking so fast. That's why I have a Keto Course Facebook group, because if I do a live broadcast, like there's, 30 people. It's not, it's much, much less. And the speed at which the comments come in, I can actually get to everybody on the questions. If you can't afford grass-fed meats, don't eat cow. They're super sick. They can't handle eating corn at all. Eat other corn-fed poor little animals like, chicken. 200 grams of fat a day, split up throughout the day. If you look at it, you at least do about 12 tablespoons of fat. Like I'll do about 12 tablespoons of mostly butter with a little bit of coconut oil. And then the other fats hit me up past 200. So that'd be meat fats or avocados, things of this nature. Okay, I don't need to list the veggies. I just need to say cruciferous. Google it, right? Broccoli, cauliflower, kale, asparagus, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not full of shit, honey. I mean, people only say something's full of shit when they don't understand it. That's all. You started keto uninformed, you started listening to my videos and started getting better and skipped something. I can't see the rest because it disappeared. Oh, okay, insight will be greatly, how many meals per day? If you first start off keto, I like for people to kind of do, it depends, everybody's so individual, but general blanket statement, 3 main meals and 2 fat snacks, mid-morning and afternoon. You gotta recycle some of these questions, guys. They're going, oh, well, I can pull them down, actually. Okay, so enjoy weight training. How much should I adjust my training? You should really ramp it down before you ramp it up. If you lift heavy, like I can lift heavy now and my body doesn't freak out. So, because I know how to breathe and I know how to take breaks in between lifting and doing things like pull-ups and stuff. Okay, my channel, you can leave now, babe. Okay, Seth, please list veggies. I did. What about alcohol? Trying to keto adapt. So you can't adapt on alcohol. It's like, it's really, really messing up with dropping your blood sugar too low. It creates a complete negative feedback loop. No, it makes you hypoglycemic. Nope, get rid of it. And then insulin resistant. It messes with your insulin. Messes with the beta receptors. Fat snacks like fat bombs, yeah, but I only use like coconut oil and butter for fat bombs. Yes, I would say that ketosis done the right way for women is amazing, but I'm not that woman, so I'm very careful with saying do keto as a pregnant woman because most people who aren't even pregnant don't do it the right way. And so everyone go watch past videos of all the questions because I've already answered them. Somebody wrote jealousy. What is it? Dug my channel? Something, I don't know what that is. Okay, I love cauliflower. Just wanted to tell you that. Ha ha. And thanks for helping. You're the best. Thank you. Fat snacks, fat bombs, avocados, like 98% pork belly fries, for example, or fatty teas, recycling. I have trouble sleeping at night, just starting keto. I'm 40. It's hormones. It's your cortisol is inverted. It's upside down. Hot flashes. Oh my, you having adrenal issues. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Okay, so you should do intermittent fast. You're having hot flashes doing keto? The hot flash is coming from your adrenals. Don't fast. No, it's hot flashes are normal for people who do keto the wrong way. Who don't have their fats up high enough, or they don't find out if they have food sensitivities. Man, I can't like pause the questions because then when I unpause it, like 50,000 more pop up. I'm a diva, sweetie. You're a diva, sweetie. I'm really average, to be honest. Like, I stay at home, you know what I'm saying? Maybe on my online persona as a diva, I'll accept that. No cheese, yes. The effects of potassium, it's for your electrolytes, right? Right, muscle contractions, your fluid balance, you need potassium. You didn't say what about, no, did you mean low potassium? Heart palpitations, intermittent fasting while on keto? No, intermittent fasting is the new dieting. Don't get it twisted. We fasted for a couple of days in the wild, but we didn't run around and do cardio and have cell phones and have poor gut motility and thyroid issues and gut biome and SIBO. Don't fast. Thank you. I'm glad I changed your life. Thank you. Okay, type 2 diabetes, taking insulin injections, metformin, any chance of getting keto adapted? Yes. I've definitely worked with a lot of people, especially like women with PCOS taking metformin and a lot of type 2 diabetics. So you will notice that your blood, but you have to do the right protocols and very, not strict, but very disciplined with keto, and breathe and get your stress down and fix your posture and sleep better. And you'll notice that you'll need less of your medication because your blood sugar will start dropping. Okay, my battery's low, guys. Even though it's charging, it still was too low to start off with. You're not serious if you are asking the basic questions. Geez. Okay, somebody's saying like if you're asking basic questions, you're not serious. That's not true. A lot of people on YouTube right now don't know much about keto, and so they're here asking basic questions because they're not answered on the internet. That's the problem. Oh, I researched people. I was coaching people. I had to stop doing it. I would do a month of coaching and constantly have correspondence for a month with hundreds of people. It was really difficult, but I learned a lot from doing that. Okay, we got a troll here, and my battery's low, so I don't have time for the troll. Okay. How do we test for sensitivity using blood glucose? Thoughts on sardines? Great, sardines, not whitefish. Check out my channel, they say, which is Stephanie Ketogenic. Oh, you guys, I'm writing the ultimate keto book. I keep saying there's only one version of keto. Yesterday I had a broadcast up and I was like really, really hardcore, being like, the only people I like are Stephanie Norgagaudas and Jeff Bullock, Tim Noakes. There are more people on my list that I like, but I don't agree with a lot of people's anecdotal or opinions on keto. So they might have nuggets of stuff I agree with, right? Right? Let's say like Jimmy Moore. Like, I love a lot of his things. I've learned a lot from Jimmy Moore. So I love Jimmy Moore. I think he's amazing. But there are parts like the fasting thing I think is bullshit. So that goes for a lot of people out there. You can love some of the things that they do and don't agree with the other things. And that's what I wanted to clear up. That's why I took down that video. And I also talked about another person who I don't really respect anymore. So if you see this video, no, I don't respect you because you're talking crap about me and my protocol, which is fine. I don't care. You care. I don't care. The thing is, I've been trolled on the internet for so long, I don't even care anymore. People will either like what I'm saying and they want to learn more, or they won't. And at this juncture, I don't care. I only care to put out a lot of energy to people who are interested in what I'm saying. And if they find that I'm full of crap, not even a problem. You know, no one should trust anybody talking about keto. It hasn't been researched enough. You have to do your own due diligence and research it yourself to be sure, right? There's a lot of experimenting with keto, and that's why there's no black and white answers often. But the book I'm writing, I want to go more into food sensitivities. If you don't sleep well, low testosterone, estrogen dominance, Hashis, like hypoglycemia, type 2 diabetes. These are the things that I want to talk about, not just before and after. I'm sick of that. You know, people who write books want to tell you what you want to hear, and that's how you sell books. But I want to try to create a new discussion is what I want to do. I don't believe in cold bath showers because most people have adrenal issues, so no. Everything's contextual. No cheese at all. Casein, no cheese at all. Does metformin reduce chances of, yes, it does reduce it, but maybe not in other people. My consultations are at stephanieperson.com, so I don't want to talk about the packages here. My ideas are different than everyone's. So, you know, if you go to my channel and then you go to somebody else's channel, be like, this girl's saying the opposite, but I'm not really. I'm just saying be careful. I'm just saying clear out potential allergenic foods. Use a glucometer all day long to test your blood sugar to make sure that you're not showing any physiological insulin resistance responses that could be blocking your keto adaptation. It's not really different. I'm just the one that's saying be more clean, be more smart, do more experimenting, chart down your symptoms, and don't believe the hype. Oh, my battery keeps saying that it's low. Okay, guys, I probably should go. Where are we? Hashimoto's disease can lower antibodies on keto. No, Hashimoto's can lower antibodies on any diet. That doesn't make any sense. You have to put that in a better context. Caffeine, no caffeine nor booze. I'm not going to choose one for you. But you guys make your own decisions, right? I'm just telling you what I've experienced with people. I'm going to be more on the be smart side, people. That's what I've took. When I did keto for the first year, I had cheese, I had almond butter and peanut butter and all this stuff, and I wasn't adapting very well. I got rid of it. Then I started coaching people and they were not adapting. I started learning about people who've got food sensitivities, and I started learning about the gut. And so many of you people, your poop is not regular. Your menstrual cycles are not regular. Why are so many guys developing low testosterone? I became super fascinated by that. It's not just 8 hours, it's 8 hours of REM cycles. And it's not just 8 hours at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's 8 hours connected to a circadian cycle towards the equator. Okay, guys, I better go because my battery's going to die and I want this to be able to get back onto YouTube. I hope this clears up the madness on the subjects of like coconut oil or cheese or nuts or menopause. Yes, menopause can be great for keto. MCT oil powder, I mean, it's processed. I'm sort of kind of over the processed MCT oil. I'm kind of over it. You don't need it. But you can have it if you want to, but I don't agree with it. Yes, no, vegetables are only important for the prebiotic fiber because we've screwed up our guts. And if we had good gut linings, we could be like the Inuit or the Maasai, but our guts are screwed up, and that's why we need the prebiotic fiber. I'm going fast because I want my battery to die. It's telling me one more time it's going to die. You test 10 minutes before and every 30 minutes after for 2 hours and watch the rhythm of your blood sugar. Hugs and kisses. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You're the bomb as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, I want to be very clear that other people, let's say like Leanne, I love Leanne, and she does have some good information, but all of her ideas of refeeding and different kinds of keto, 50 carb stuff, I think is bullshit. All of it. Boop! But I think she's awesome. I think she's a sweetheart. And some of those other people, I don't like them. Some of them, or one of them. You know who you are. Super smart. Thank you. 200. You give wait. Sugar 220. That's diabetes. How do I? How do you start keto if you got to? That's a whole. You know what? I can't answer them all right now. You can use keto to lower your blood sugar if it's 220, but you've got to do a lot of different things, including clearing out potential issues and getting rest and breathing and sleeping and, getting your fat high enough in quality foods and looking at lectins and phytates and salicylates and oxalates and goitrogens and all this kind of stuff. So, and medications that you're taking because they can block your keto adaptation. You have to be very, very careful. And your poop quality and pee, and you should probably take an organic acid test and all this kind of stuff. Thank you guys for joining the broadcast. Wait for it. Book's coming out. I'm writing the Ultimate Keto book, and I'm just trying to give you guys information. That's why I'm calling it the Ultimate one. And I'm not preying into your obsession with weight loss, although I explain how it works with regulating your insulin and becoming highly keto adapted. So somebody's like, I have a ton of videos telling you what kind of books to eat. Yeah, foods to eat. Freudian slip. I got a ton of videos. Listen, blah, blah, blah. Greatly, somebody appreciates it. Okay. Thank you, guys. I just don't want my battery to die in the middle of the broadcast. Wait for it. And workouts. I'm going to talk to you guys about workouts because this girl is almost 50, right? I want to see all these other people in little sports bras at 50, right? Male and female. I want to see the business. I want to see the quality of your skin, right? Because this ain't genetics. This is epigenetics. Something falling asleep in the middle of the night. Wait. Goodbye, troll. It's been nice not knowing you. Okay. Dudes in sports bras. Wouldn't that be funny? I always see guys at the gym and they're like cutting their t-shirts like shorter and deeper. Like they really want to wear the sports bras at the gym. Okay, guys. I'll talk about histamine. I'll talk about pregnancy. I'll talk about all of these things in the book that I'm writing. And I'm writing it, so there's no release date yet. And they're telling me one more time my battery's going to die. Go to stephanieperson.com if you guys want to schedule a consultation, or if you don't want to go there, you can go to my keto course page. It's a Facebook page. You have to sign up on my website. And if you don't want to do that, watch the videos or go to my Facebook fan page, which is Stephanie the Business Person, and it's all free stuff. I don't have time to go over the menopause. Oh yeah, menopause too. Because I'm 50. I'm in that menopause age. I'm going to go all into that. Boom, 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 boom. And the candida and the gut infections and all that stuff. All of it. No, I can't do another stream tomorrow. I got to write this book. Okay. Thank you, guys. Big kisses. Give me a lot of thumbs. I want to see the thumbs. There's 91 people in this chat. Can you give me some thumb love before I leave and let people know that you like the broadcast? I want to see the thumbs. We got 44 and there's 90 people in this chat. I'm just saying. Okay? Before I leave, before my broadcast dies, give me some thumb love if you don't mind, and I would greatly appreciate it. Yes, thank you, Donna. You're so awesome. I love you, Donna. Okay, guys, public persona and the real person, right? I'm freaking out, hyper on video, but in real life, I'm chill. Love you. Okay, bye-bye, guys. Thank you so much for joining the broadcast, and I will learn how to set schedules so you guys know when I'm going to broadcast next. But it's always going to be around this time when people are getting off of work, and probably early on the weekends to hit the international crowd who are all asleep right now. Bye, guys. Peace out, except for the Australians. They're awake. Peace. Thank you. Bye, guys. Love you.